I wish somebody hugged me a few years back and be like, you know what, you can present feminine, you can wear heels, hair, whatever you want, but the sad reality, we don't have technology to make.
For you, I can do that. You need Jesus?
Where your car? I'll walk you to your car. This is what I'm talking about right here.
Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notifications button so you can get the videos as soon as I put them out. If you're looking for the music to the intro and you want the link to the second channel, both are below in the description. But can you do me a favor? Hit the notifications button right now. All right, guys, today I'm going to be reacting to 3 different videos. The first video is the video behind me, which is a guy that goes on a date with a woman and she runs the bill up and he tells her about herself. And I think a lot of you guys need to watch this because I do have a good lesson that I want you to learn from this video. The second video is going to be a trans woman who talks about the regrets of being trans and going through the process of the surgery, which is another thing that I want you guys to actually watch because her herself will tell you what it's like to be manipulated. In the third video, it's just going to be the hyena mindset that's running a roar right now that seems to be taking over the world. But before we get to all of that, first, let's get to the second video, which is going to be the trans that's talking about why she doesn't like being trans. Let's get to it.
And people are like, well, yeah, maybe you miss. What does it feel like to miss your penis?
I 100% feel like I was part of some cruel medical and social experiment. I wish somebody hugged me a few years back and be like, you know what, you can present feminine, you can wear heels, hair, whatever you want, but the sad reality, we don't have technology to make you an actual woman.
I've been asked like my reasons for not wanting the surgery.
And she's absolutely right. No one has to acknowledge that you're a woman just because you feel that way inside. And this is what's going on in the world that causes a lot of confusion. People are told the way that you feel inside is how people have to treat you. And when people are not treated that way, people are starting to become miserable off of false promises,
etc. And people are like, well, yeah, maybe you won't be able to orgasm anymore. In their mind, their head goes to like, will you be able to still come afterwards? The reality is, for some people, and you're saying for yourself, you can't even have sex. You have had a sex change and now you cannot have sex.
Yeah, it was not a fair trade at all. So when I was convinced I was a woman, I was like remembering how I was a kid waking up dreaming I had a vagina. And now I'm like, I wish I could go back. I made a huge mistake, you know. Now the family that was here that was supportive of me, that live in America, the family that lives in America, now the transition is pulling me further away from them because first of all, they're confused. Third of all, like, I feel a little angry. I just feel like they affirmed my delusions. And honestly, I feel a little angry towards them. I know it's not their fault. Like, I own the fact that I signed on a dotted line, but I was just a traumatized kid. Like, my sister, she grew up with me. She knew the conditions we grew up in. She knew that, like, I was traumatized. But again, she was like, she's even younger than me. There's no way she could have known. But they kind of, like, didn't protect me from myself.
And she's absolutely right. See, in society is noticing that there's a lot of kids who are growing up misconfused and traumatized, and they're trying to find a way of thinking. The best way to take on the ideology is when you're depressed and you're trying to find a different mood. That's what depression is. Depression is like, I thought I was this person, but then these things happen in my life. I'm emotionally traumatized. I don't know what I want to be, what I want to do with my life, what to go next. And the only thing you can think about is the thing that traumatized you. Depression calls you to pick up different ideologies. And that's what happens in these situations. A lot of people get caught up in these ideologies. They start to believe that the ideology is completely real. And they're reminded that it's still a fairy tale whenever you walk around in reality. I feel the same way whenever it comes to the red pill. And I feel it that way when people start breaking down labels, alpha male, beta males, and sigmas. It's a world that recognizes it. But in the real world, no one pays attention to it. All right, the next video we're going to get to is a guy goes on, a guy goes on a date with a woman. She runs the numbers up and he's just kind of like, he thought he was getting boxed. Is he wrong or right for what he says in this video? Let's get to it.
I don't think anything's wrong with that though, right?
No, I just paid $300 for the steak, and you saying you going home, you got church. I'll take you to church tomorrow. Just stay at my house tonight.
I don't think so. I have
talking about right here. I take a female out, and now you saying you got church. You didn't say nothing about church when I paid that $300 state. Yeah, now you quiet.
Okay.
That's wrong with y'all females.
No, that's...
Y'all always want dudes to take care of stuff, but y'all don't want to take care of the dudes. What's going on?
And take care of you how, may
What
I
you mean
ask?
take care of? Take care of me.
Take care of you
I
how,
want you
may
to go
I
to my
ask?
house.
You want me to pray?
Now, what he's talking about, this has to be a skit, but realistically, this is what a lot of you guys go through. All right, you get the opportunity to go on a date. You done saved your money up. You looking nice. You're feeling good. You're feeling confident. You're going off the vibe of the aura of the world. What does the world say? Women are saying, take me to nice dinners if you want some booty. Buy me this if you want some booty. Treat me like this if you want some booty. Do me like that if you want some booty. So when a woman is walking around with that type of aura, that all a man has to do is give her a nice dinner, buy her something materialistic, and spend a little bit of cash on her, and she gets the money, and she give up the goods, that's what these guys are thinking. They're thinking in modern society between OnlyFans and women walking around half naked and women talking about their bosses and men have to have money in order to be with them. Guys are going out here spending money on the women, and then they're saying, hey, you're supposed to be giving me the box now because that's what all the girls are representing. But what you're not understanding is what they're teaching you to do is to be a simp and not get anything rewarded for it. That's the thing. Women want you to be at your lowest. They train you to be at your lowest so they can conquer you, but they're only going to fall and throw themselves at the guy that they can't conquer. And you're going to understand that's how it really goes.
Pray for you? I can do that. You need Jesus?
Where your car? I'll walk you to your car. Cause this is what I'm talking about right here. Like, I don't know what's up with y'all females these days. Y'all want to break it bad. Y'all want me to do the first day to my y'all bills due, nails done. I pay for this big boy steak, and you can't go home with me?
God supply all my needs.
And I used to bro,
But
What you guys have to understand when it comes to women, if you have to work for her, she don't like you. It's that simple. When a woman likes you, you never have to question it. And guess what? That's when you have the power. When you have a whole bunch of women that want you, you're not going to be treating all of them like dime pieces to win them over because they've already relinquished their power. That's how a woman is to a man. The moment you start coming to her, being nice and giving her whatever she wants, and she looks and there's another guy doing the same thing, she loses respect for the men because she already has the power. So she makes them prove themselves even harder. All right, now we're going into the next video. It's going to be some women who tear up an entire restaurant in New York City for a $1.75 charge. And the reason why I want you to watch this is because this is what we call the hyena mindset. Hear the guys in the background rooting it on with their phones out, having a good time going. Okay, you ever heard the phrase laughing hyenas? When hyenas are laughing, those are the male hyenas laughing at the female hyenas bicker and fight each other for power. See, that's what you have to understand when we say hyena mindset. Guys who have a hyena mindset, you let women run amok completely. An alpha male would have looked at those girls and said, yo, y'all chill out. The moment they started acting up, he would have got ghost on them. He would have left. You know why? Because it's out of his character to place himself to allow someone else to put him in position to be judged. What these guys are doing, they're sitting back there enjoying it because they give women all their power. So what does this say? The guys want to stop it, but they've been told, no, you're not as powerful as a woman. A woman has the power. So she could do what she want to do and she'll be forgiven, but you can't try to stop a woman from doing what she want to do. If you do, that's harassment. That's why those guys are sitting back there. It's because they've been brainwashed into playing a hyena role. Life, you can always tell which women grew up without a father because they do things emotionally. All their moves are emotional outlashes. They don't have no respect for anything. And that's what you're seeing when it comes to these type of women. You know who don't have a father in the house. You know who got mad and they need to lash out because they're not happy with themselves. But I mainly want you to see the guys in the background. Look how many guys in the background are just letting these women run amok. It's the same way you allow a woman to use you. You allow a woman to abuse you. You allow a woman to run all over you. No one can tell these modern women anything. They just run and run and run till they run into a wall. And then when they run into the wall, that's when they want to cry. They want to beg for forgiveness. Just look at all the hyena guys in the background with their phones out. This is what we mean hyena mindset. I could almost guarantee you ain't no alpha male sitting in there watching this because he's already known these are some Looney Tune women. I'm out of here. I'm not about to entertain this. But guess what? The beta male simp entertains these type of women no matter what. When they're doing good, he loves them. When they're doing bad, they're entertainment. It's over and over and over. All those guys in that restaurant, not one tried to stop them. It's the hyena mindset. Hopefully you guys are able to get the message behind this video and all the videos out there. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. Hasta la vista.